Coming up on 9 News Mornings, we're just days away from a critical deadline for thousands of Coloradans who might lose their health insurance. This morning, why this change is happening and what you need to know if you're at risk. Plus, are you tired of all the Miller moths and other bugs? Experts say there's one way to get rid of them that's better than all the rest. And today is Memorial Day, and we're honoring those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. How you can pay your respects today across Colorado. 9 News Mornings starts now.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Memorial Day. There's a lot going on today in honor of the holiday.
Yeah, of course, we got some good weather, though, for everybody that's doing everything.
We could get to about 80 degrees today, and the chance of showers or thunderstorms minimal. You know, we saw some pretty good storms over the weekend. That changes a little bit today. I think the severe storm stays kind of in the northeastern section of the state. So good news for us here in Denver. So anything you're doing, you got those cookouts, the barbecues, you're going someplace, going to spend it in the park. I think the weather should cooperate for the most part. Let me show you what I mean. First of all, we do have a couple of scattered storms that are just leaving the state. You see a little bit of lightning. They will continue to move out, and as they do, showers and thunderstorms could return. But look how widely scattered they are. I think out in northeastern Colorado, that's where we see a greater chance for severe weather. But here in the metro area, I think just general showers and thunderstorms. And with that, a high of 80 degrees today with just a few of those late storms. Then tomorrow, just a few scattered late storms and 81 degrees. That's a little bit above normal for this time of year. And then things begin to change. We have a disturbance that's going to make a slow trek toward Colorado. That's going to increase our chances for showers and storms and begin to cool our temperatures down. Friday, we're in the mid-70s, but look at Saturday, a 70% chance for showers and storms and a high of just 71 degrees.
Colorado's largest Memorial Day parade returns to Commerce City this morning. The city will host a special ceremony at Veterans Memorial Park. After that, at 9:30, the parade will start up. And the Department of Veterans Affairs will do their annual wreath-laying ceremony at Fort Logan National Cemetery. This is a live look there right now. There's going to be a moment of silence and playing of the taps. That ceremony begins at 11 o'clock this morning. Nationwide, the VA is hosting commemoration ceremonies at more than 130 national cemeteries. Of course, we're going to have live looks at Fort Logan National Cemetery all morning long.
And the Colorado National Guard will be doing flyovers today. You'll see F-16 Fighting Falcons over many parts of the state. We do expect it to happen between 10:45 and 12:15 in Denver, Boulder, Brighton, Thornton, Parker, and Monte Vista. You can find all the information right now on 9news.com. Some Memorial Day history for you. Some people wear a red poppy in remembrance of those who died in war. That tradition began with the World War I poem in Flanders Fields by John McCrae. The holiday is more than just a summer. It's time to honor our veterans. Memorial Day was originally known as Decoration Day and honored only those lost while fighting the Civil War. Today, the holiday recognizes the ultimate sacrifice of all military service members.
And today is Memorial Day, a day often confused with Veterans Day. The difference is today we honor those who gave their lives for our country. Veterans Day is a holiday to honor all of those who have served or are currently serving in the military.
Well, you've probably seen all those signs on the road this weekend reminding you not to drink and drive. As you gather with your friends and family, Colorado State Patrol is stepping up patrols to make sure that you get home safe. CSP says the months between Memorial Day and Labor Day, there's always a spike in drunk driving crashes. They call it the 100 deadliest days when they see an increase in deaths over the summer. Starting this weekend, there will be extra patrols looking for impaired drivers.
It's not about who is the least drunk. It is being completely sober and making sure that you can operate that vehicle safely. We just want them to enjoy the celebration, enjoy the start of summer, but we don't want it to end with a tragedy.
Troopers will also be looking for drivers who aren't wearing their seatbelts.
And don't forget, if you are heading out the door, you can take us with you. Download our 9 News app. You can stay up to date on the latest Memorial Day events and the weather surrounding them. It is free to download in the Apple and Google Play stores.
Tens of thousands of Coloradans could lose their health insurance this week. The deadline is coming up on Thursday. 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez joins us in studio. And Brianna, some community groups are racing to make sure that people don't get left behind.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Good morning, Jordan. So in March of 2020, federal rules protected millions of people from being kicked off the Medicaid program called Health First Colorado, which is the state's Medicaid program, and CHP, the Child's Health Plan. Now, the state says millions of people covered in those programs must complete, sign, and return a renewal form in order to keep their coverage. Even if people understand and fill out the renewal forms, the state estimates 300,000 people won't qualify for coverage. And for years, programs like Adelante Community Development have staffed a booth at the Mile High Flea Market focused on COVID-19. But their goal has shifted. Now the staff is providing help for those that need to fill out these forms and point them toward other coverage if they need it, so they don't slip through the cracks.
I think my biggest fear is that people don't know that this has happened and that they do have to return those, because I have a feeling they were so used to the last 2 years it just happening that their coverage would just continue. So that continuous coverage was continuing at the point that you didn't have to do a whole lot.
Now, the state says people should go to co.gov/PEAK, P-E-A-K, and that's where you can update your address and make sure you get a renewal packet, and you can also fill out the packet online as well. And there's a link that can connect you to other resources. Jordan?
Yeah, some really important resources. They don't want to miss that deadline. Brianna, thank you.
Right now, the Colorado State Patrol is tracking down a driver who hit a man on a moped, and they kept going. The man died after getting hit by several other cars. It happened around 11:30 Saturday night on Wadsworth near Coal Mine Avenue in Jefferson County. CSP tells us someone in a Mazda hit the man on the moped and then just kept going. Several more cars hit that man, and he ended up dying. So far, all we know about him is that he is a 22-year-old from Littleton. CSP is asking anyone who might have seen the crash to give him a call. They say this crash is part of a dangerous trend, with 22% more hit and runs this year compared to this time last year.
At least 3 people are dead after a shooting at a motorcycle rally in northern New Mexico over the weekend. It happened in the town of Red River, which is just about 40 minutes from the Colorado border. 5 people were hurt, and according to CNN, New Mexico State Police say that one of them was flown to a hospital in Denver. The shooting happened during the town's yearly Memorial Day motorcycle rally that draws in about 28,000 bikers. Police say the shooting stemmed from some sort of confrontation between motorcycle gangs.
This is the 41st year that we've done this rally, and we've never had an incident like this before. So we always manage the rally we bring in extra state police. So we had about 40 state police in town. We have our 4 marshals, and then we had some county sheriffs here.
Police say they arrested 3 people who they believe were involved. The 3 who died are all from New Mexico.
President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy have reached a final deal over the weekend to avoid an unprecedented default on the nation's debt. Now they have a week to get Congress to say yes. Negotiators are rushing right now to write up the bill lawmakers need to vote on. The agreement calls for some spending cuts, but not to the extent Republicans wanted. The first vote in the House could happen as soon as Wednesday. Without a deal, analysts predict the U.S. won't be able to pay its bills starting a week from tomorrow. That means a possible financial crisis, millions of lost jobs, and missed Social Security payments if Congress can't figure it out.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is reacting to the State House of Representatives voting to impeach him. Paxton wrote on Twitter that he is grateful to have the support of millions of Texans. He called the House's action illegal, unethical, and unjust, and said he looks forward to a quick resolution in the Texas Senate. Paxton believes his impending trial will be fair and just. The Republican-controlled State House voted 121 to 23 to adopt 20 articles of impeachment against the AG. Paxton is accused of bribery, abuse of public trust, and other allegations. The focus now shifts to the Texas Senate for a trial. It will take 2/3 of support from senators to permanently remove Paxton from office. Paxton has served as Attorney General since 2015. Only 2 officials in Texas's nearly 200-year history have been impeached.
And one thing you want to know about the weather on this Memorial Day, not going to be all that bad. Look at the temperatures in the 70s and 80s, just a chance for a late day shower or thunderstorm. And even tomorrow, more of the same, back to the 70s and 80s and maybe a late day storm.